Well, hello, folks. Junkyard Tailgate here. So, had kind of a random weekend. Spent some time with the Bloodhound. Took a few walks and a few drives. One of my brother-in-laws called me and said he had another bench grinder he wanted to give me. So, went over and looked at that, picked it up. It's a relic. It's vintage. Could be a 1930s, 40s, or 50s era. It has a Wagner electric motor. Wagner Electric Corporation started in the late 1800s in St. Louis, Missouri. Here you go, Wagner Electric. This is a 1/4 horsepower motor. It still runs. So we're going to see if we can make something out of that. Then I went to work on my Milwaukee bench stool as well. Decided to shorten it just a bit to better fit me. So I cut off the legs of that with a little pipe cutter. Got that more of a right height for me. So expect to work on a few more projects here soon on the back of my tailgate. So this sort of bench stool should work out pretty well with this junkyard tailgate arrangement. So there I am cutting off the bottom of the legs of that stool. Made it fit a little more right-sized for me. There you go. Junkyard Tailgate just got a new stool. 4-legged stool. So on one of our rides, Rocky went with me to Rural King and some other places. We came across an old, what they call a Bumpside Ford pickup. I used to have one just about like this. Turns out this is a 1967 F100 Ford pickup. Check that out. Now that is vintage. This old truck has been sitting, I know of, at least a year in front of this old tobacco barn here in western Kentucky. It would be interesting to give this old truck a bath and remove all the mold and tree sap and see what really is under there. It looks like it has the original bumper on it. Parker Motors in Murray, Kentucky. Not too far from here. These are the original style hubcaps. It could be the original hubcaps period for this truck. And as you can see, it still has the old, probably a 4-ply, maybe a nylon tire. I don't think that's a radial. So that's interesting. This truck hasn't been driven in a few years and looks to be pretty much all original. So here's an interesting story that dovetails with an old truck like this. In 1985, I owned a 1967 F100 Ford pickup truck that you see here. I drove it to Kentucky from Missouri and married the prettiest little girl in western Kentucky. Picked her up that weekend, took her home, and we've lived happily ever after. Take a look at this old truck. Man, I wish I still had that truck. I hope you enjoy this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, or dissent. You've been watching the Junkyard Tailgate channel. Good day.